Hi, I'm Hal Weeks. Welcome to Stalking the Wild Autoharp. Today's special edition of Stalking the Wild Autoharp, I want to address a long-running issue with the autoharp, which is, believe it or not, is the autoharp a real musical instrument? We get this a lot from, believe it or not, other musicians who claim to be informed about its significance in musical history and its place, and they like to place it in the category of a toy, and it's not a real instrument. And don't get me started. I mean, are you for real? Are you for real? Could your ego be big enough? A lot of people pick up the autoharp later in life, and they pick up the autoharp, or they pick up the Native American flute, which is another instrument that I teach, or they pick up the dulcimer or the harmonica or something like this, because they go, you know, I don't have a lot of time. I can't sit around for decades practicing scales and getting all this technique down. And what these people are really saying to us is, because you haven't paid your dues, because you haven't done all that stuff to get your technique, you're not a real musician. It's not about the harp, it's about whether or not we are real musicians. But let's look at some issues. Is real music made by a real person? It's got to be. This disqualifies computer music. Is the music being made creating healing for the musician themselves? A lot of times we pick up an instrument later in life because we've always wanted to play an instrument, and we didn't have time, or we didn't have the patience when we were younger, and then we had kids, and then we had, jobs and grandkids, and so then we retire and we have some time, and we pick up an instrument, and we pick up an easier instrument to pick up, like the autoharp. And that's one of the great things about the autoharp. Is playing this instrument building community? Well, if you're not familiar with the autoharp community, let me tell you, the autoharp and the community that goes with it is one of the most wonderful boxed sets that I have ever encountered in the musical world. There is a community of great, loving, wonderful, fabulous people, and that's what it's really all about. It allows you to participate in that community and be there and hang out with these people and visit with them and talk to them and make music with them. And that's really what the heart needs in playing music, is the community. So yeah, it brings people together. Is it a real musical instrument? Is it real music? Is it something that can be passed to the next generation? Well, I tell you what, this lovely autoharp is going to be passed to the next generation. That's for sure. And the exposure that they're going to have to music making in the household is music being made in many households these days? I'll leave it with that. Is the music transformative? Can the music create change in the person who's playing it, in the people who are around the people who are playing it? Can the music and songs create change in the world, in society? And what about all those songs that were written on the autoharp? I can think of several. What about those songs? Are they real songs? How can an instrument that's not real compose real songs? Well, it's really the people behind the instrument. So don't go in for the ignorance of people who don't really even know what it is. Did they walk up and say, hey, look, it's a harpsichord? Yeah, and then tell you it's not really an instrument? Don't get me started. This is Hal Weeks, Stalking the Wild Autoharp. I teach autoharp lessons online through Skype, through the video source. If you're far away from a teacher, you can come and take lessons from me for a reduced rate because it's so easy over Skype, and it really works. And a lot of my students will attest to that. You can find out about me by going to halweeks.com. That address is in the information below, and I have a lot of information there about my lessons and other things that I'm doing. So come on over and give me a visit. I'm going to take you out with these little walking blues. Don't worry, they're not real.